Thank you. Alright, so this is the first song that I wrote this year, and it's called Hardly Me. So I'm gonna play a song at the end, which is like a song that I wrote this week, just to show the contrast or whatever. So.
Staring at the ceiling, I'm off on time that I've been stealing. Passed out in your new apartment, get back to where it must have started. One rug thrown into a glass wall, parked cars lined up on the asphalt. Red lights blind me from a distance, no words could get a better ending. It's hard to say I'm hardly me when I'm with you. There's no issue. Not that I ever want myself to change. There's something in this little town that don't feel the same. This mouth feels the farthest, become a moving target in your eyes. Try to hide, run and die inside. You became something you despise. It's hard to see. I'm hardly me when I'm with you. It's hard to see. It's hard to see.
Thank you. Alright, so good or not, I've been creating and writing my own music since before I was in middle school. And I always thought it was a great platform for self-expression, as well as like a place to put my childhood energy and imagination. Rather than playing video games and watching TV, my parents encouraged me to put my mind to good use at a young age and wanted me to follow my passion in the realm of the creative arts. To this day, I'm still making music, and I find that it has a very therapeutic value that most hobbies and professions don't include. Through making music, I've discovered that I can express emotions that wouldn't be socially acceptable in the real world. So there are many connections between music and emotion, including the effect that music can have on our moods. In 2013, a study done by the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who listen to upbeat music regularly can improve their mood and boost their happiness in the short time of 2 weeks. This is being recognized by many, and the idea of music as therapy is becoming more and more popularized around the world. The American Music Therapy Association states that music therapy programs can achieve goals such as alleviating pain, reducing stress, and enhancing memory. From personal experience, I can say this is true. When I'm performing in the memory care unit at a local nursing home, occasionally a resident will recognize a song that I'm playing and start to hum or sing along. I believe that hearing the song gives them back previous memories that they had lost due to their conditions. Studies have been conducted that show music therapy being a valid therapy for the mood disorders that come along with the neurological disabilities such as Parkinson's disease, dementia, multiple sclerosis, and stroke. There are no studies that show any evidence of negative side effects from this form of therapy, making music a harmless and inexpensive option. Many artists and producers in the industry endorse these studies, and such as Barry Goldstein, who studied the vibrational effects of music for 25 years and discovered the incredible benefits it can have on the brain. All right. Personally, the practice of listening to music and creating it has had a great impact on my life in almost all aspects, emotionally, politically, and socially. Listening to a vast variety of music has made me more aware of what's happening in the United States and around the world. Hearing the views and messages of certain artists can shape the way we listen to music. Some may even say the way that we think. Songwriting as a craft has a lot of value in my life and helps me express myself in ways simple words just can't. Many people share this view with me, like Felicity Baker, who's the co-director of the Melbourne Conservatorium of the Music's National Music Therapy Research Unit. She heavily advocates for this form of therapy and has stated that therapeutic songwriting is the process of creating, notating, and/or recording lyrics and music by a client or group of clients and therapists within a therapeutic relationship to address psychosocial, emotional, cognitive, and communication needs of the client or clients. Baker also notes how sharing your emotional trauma is usually more acceptable through song rather than being brought up in conversation. She also explains how songs have a better ability to capture the intensity of a moment over words. All right. Okay, this is like my favorite artist. His name is Paul Westerberg, and he kind of follows this code of self-expression. He's not the most charismatic person ever, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Many of his songs convey the raw emotion that he felt during his adolescence in the frigid and isolated Minnesota. When Westerberg had dropped out of high school, he thought of his three options as being jail, death, or janitor. That Midwestern desperation is injected right into his melodic post-punk masterpieces, especially in songs like Unsatisfied or They're Blinds, or any of those. I recommend any of those. Westerberg was the epitome of the lost soul and wrote like a depressed drunk genius who was able to capture the way thousands of people were feeling about their lives. He wasn't the type of person to talk to the press or the tabloids about his life. He just let the music speak for him. But that's why he probably stayed underground most of his career, because he didn't talk too much to the press or anything. I look up to Paul because he didn't know much about musicianship, but he was connected to who he was, and that's what made him one of the greats. Artists like Westerberg pump the blood through the arteries that is my love for music and songwriting. Studying their music and the way that they exhibit their artistry has provided a solid foundation for my first compilation of songs. I tried to tell a story with each composition and tried to mold them to replicate a certain aspect of my life, and I would like the same for my listeners. I want my audience to be emotionally connected with the message I am trying to convey through my art. When I write music, I try to harness all my negativity and anger and put it into something that's productive and something that can benefit someone's life as well as mine. I don't want people to feel a specific way when they are listening to my music, and I believe that all art should be open for interpretation. So, coming into Capstone, my desire was to create a mostly complete album by the end of my senior year, which I did, but since then it's become a lot more than that. Through studying music, I discovered a lot about the process, lives, and mentalities of songwriters. I also discovered how beneficial the art form can be as therapy, this meaning listening to or creating music. This project is meant to encapsulate all the amazing things that music can provide for us. After clocking in 120 hours of time performing to the residents at Windermere, I found that music therapy has great potential, and this has provided a great outlook of insight for my project. My project is not meant to dismay anyone from creating. In fact, that's what I'm encouraging. As a musician with no formal training, I say you can pick up drumsticks or a guitar, and it creates just one specific element, and it takes just one specific element, which is passion. In order to get better at something, you have to be motivated to continue even when you think you suck. The key component of music that makes it so good is emotion. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is a link to my album if you guys want to take a listen. And I'll play a song for you that is not on there right now. So I don't know why. So I wrote this this week, I think Monday. I finished it Monday. So, okay. What can I do to show ya all this time? Yeah, you let that red light shine. Know that you'll get discomfort from that and there. Chances we take turn into mistakes, had me moving up the interstate. All this time, yeah, you let that red light shine. Don't turn away. Don't turn away. Don't turn away. I'm on the other side. Would you give me one last ride? I'm on the other side. Would you give me one last ride? Don't turn away. Don't turn away. Don't turn away. Don't turn away. Oh shit. Is there any questions or anything?
I have one.
Yeah.
let me just say that it's Bob Dylan's birthday today, so you treated him well. I'm just curious, do you write the lyrics first, or the instrumental first, or
Usually the instrumental, and then I come up with
the
lyrics.
words to go with it?
Yeah.
Based
Yeah.
on your emotions.
You said I believe that all art should be open to interpretation,
Yeah.
and I'm curious what that means to you, and also like how that informs your songwriting process. If you have a specific example of a time that you kind of wrestled with that idea in the songwriting process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I feel like most songs are love songs, but at least on the surface they seem like love songs, but they could have a lot of deeper meanings to them. So I've noticed, like, I wrote a lot of love songs, which I don't even know that much about. Like, I don't know too much about love. So, yeah. But, yeah, so, I don't know. Hopefully that answered your question. I'm not sure if it did or
No,
not.
I think it does. Like on the surface it might all seem about love, but it can be about more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, yeah. I mean, you could interpret something as something completely different than what the artist intended,
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, of course, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Do you have a specific chord progression in mind when you do this? Like, if I asked you what the chord progression for that last tune was, could you tell me?
No.
Then how do you compose?
I kind of just mess around so it sounds good.
The stuff's like put together?
Yeah. Well, I just follow like, I don't know. I kind of just follow.
Playing normal progressions. I mean, I can name them for you right now.
Well, the bridge was E minor to A major 7. And then the chorus was D, A minor 7, and then E minor to G. But I don't know the verse.
If you're following standard normal progressions in a way, they're a little different and weird, which is good. That's what makes them different.
Yeah.
But you're fitting into compositionally not really far out stuff. I was just wondering if you know what you're doing when you do it.
Yeah, I structure it like a song. So like verse, bridge.
Right.
Verse, bridge, or not bridge, my bad, pre-chorus, verse, pre-chorus, verse, pre-chorus, and then...
But it more just happens.
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less, yeah. Well, it's like I'll have a chord progression, and I either decide...
A lot of improvisation, basically, is I guess what the real question is.
Pretty much, yeah. So like I decide like, I don't know, do I want this to be what would this sound better as, the chorus or the verse? Because there's some like, I don't know, usually the chorus you want it to hit home, and it's the thing everyone should remember. So, I don't know. I usually try to make my choruses simple too, for that specific reason, so people will remember them, and they'll get in their head. So, no. All right. Thank you, everyone.